Hi guys, just getting ready. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so I'm just playing around with this new technology. New to me, new software. And so I want to say hello. Don't mind my blinds rattling, but I have been working on, you guys know that I have done craft videos for a long time, and I had several years ago purchased this really great camera mount, and quite frankly I had no idea how to use it. So I've just been watching some videos, as you do, to try and learn, and I found this great software that will allow me to give you a view from right over top of my desk, which is something that I was never able to do before. We used to build all kinds of stuff in order to do that. So, and it went live before I was ready. So, my bad. Like I said, I'm learning. So, I'm going to change the view and get you over top of my desk there. And you can probably hear me talking, I hope. And so what this is an Aiden chalkboard. I haven't actually measured it. So I think it's 9 by 12. And I have some of my Chalkology pastes. These are direct from my kit as part of the startup that you get. The colors that I have are, let's see, bright white. I'm not used to this view. Everything was backwards when I would broadcast before, so just bear with me. This is guava, this orange. This is couture teal. This is peony. And this is parakeet. So the only one that I have opened thus far is the white. I also have some little tools off to the side, and I got myself this art portfolio to put my transfers in to try and keep them as neat as possible. So I'm going to use this one. We may not have it all together, but together we have it all. That's one of the ones that comes in the kit, and that's all that I own so far. So what you get is you get a catalog, a full printed catalog. Most of it is online, and then, oh, this is so much better than yesterday's crappy video. And then this one is 3 transfers, welcome, home, hello, and gather. This is a birthday called Piece of Cake. Let's see if I can get that in the shot. There we go. Piece of cake with the slice of cake. That's a candle, and looks like some confetti. This is part of the Chalk Couture. You get a stencil or a transfer. Hello Summer, and then the sunglasses with the palm. So you do that in layers. Might be fun to play around with. This is the other one that comes with the kit. We may not have it all together, but together we have it all. This is a couple different things it's meant to use to make a vision board. So my happy masterpiece, a couple of hearts, a plus, goals, some swooshes, an arrow, and it says my why. This is upside down, but let's see if I can take it out. Out. I was trying to decide whether, there we go. So right side up. So this is the summer, and you get 12 small transfers. Sun Please, Let's Sail Away, that says Rue de la Mer. Beach Day with the sandcastle, Hang Loose. A little Vespa, it says Go Go Go. It says Less Monday, More Summer. A suitcase that says Wanderlust. The USA. Kind of a very Hawaiian looking flower. This says Tropical Vibes, and this says Vacay. So then you get one for the business if you decide to do it as a business. Chalk Couture, Make Money Beautifully, Ask Me How, and then their logo. And then the last one is, this is kind of fun. It says, Don't Bother Me, I'm Procrastinating. So I will tell you that I did a little project. I tried it out last night, but I kind of want to improve upon it. So I don't necessarily want to show it, but I will, because I don't care. It didn't come out perfect, but this is a picture frame that I picked up at a thrift store for $2, and that's some burlap paper. And so I did the paste on the glass, and you know, it's nice, it's white. I would like to have gotten good enough that I could have done it in multiple colors, but you know, I'm just learning. I'm probably going to wet it and do it again, because I kind of messed up here. I mean, you can kind of get it, but to me it's not perfect. But I thought that might be fun for Mom, for her door, or you know, any crafter that we may know. So I'm just trying to get in the swing of things. Just trying to learn how to do stuff. And it all came in this box, this big box. And so I decided just to kind of minimize some of the bulk. That's why I got this. This is a Itoya art portfolio. I got the 8.5 by 11 size, although they do come larger and smaller. There's lots of pages in it. It already has the black lining. And it's very slimline, which I like. And I can label it however I want. And I think it was $12.99, and I had a coupon for 50% off, so I got it for like $6. So to me, that's really great. So this is the Aiden chalkboard, and it is 9 by 12. I just remembered that came in the kit. And then this is a 10-inch circle with the hole punched. You can use either side, and it does come with the burlap twine. You also get an apron and a couple other things. You get the paste colors, you get your squeegee, and so forth. One of the things you don't get is called a fuzzing cloth. So I'm just going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to prep how we use this. So I just go into the dollar store and I got a nice fuzzy bar mop and a couple of the things that you need when you're doing this. When you have a new transfer, I have not seen a case where they have not recommended not to fuzz it. I'm yet to see that. So I'm going to make this go bye-bye. I'm just reading real quick. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely want you to fuzz it no matter what. So I'm just going to get rid of that plastic wrapper. And then before, now this is flecked. It is, the letters are distressed. So what I'm going to do before I take it off is I'm going to take a Sharpie pen and I'm going to write on the back. And I'm going to put back. Okay, and the reason you're going to do that, take the time to do that, is because there's a dull side and then this is very sticky on the back. So I'm going to peel it. I'm going to try and get the edge here and peel this up. Okay, and I'm going to keep it, and I'm just going to put that little backer on the side. And I'll put the sticky side down on my bar mop towel. And basically what you're trying to do is get some of the lint to go onto the back of your transfer so it's not as sticky, because it's super sticky. So you want to do this a few times every time you have a new transfer. And that way it will help it not to curl up. Pretty amazing. I'm thinking about all the different stands that I built, cobbled together. And when you have the right equipment, boy oh boy is it nice. I wish somebody would come in so I could see if the comments are working. But it's okay, I'm used to talking to myself. Okay, so we have this sufficiently fuzzed, I think. So we're just gonna pop this out of the way. We're gonna bring our chalkboard back. And then I am going to place this. And it looks like it fits really well. And you don't want any air bubbles. Zero. And you can use your squeegee because there's an air bubble there. But you especially don't want them around your letters. So you need to take the time to work them out. Otherwise your silk screen's not going to work. This is probably the most difficult portion of this entire thing. I know, you don't believe me, but that's okay. It's super, super easy. Believe me, if you can peel a sticker, you can paint. So what I tend to do is I just make sure I get it as straight as possible. I go over and make sure that I'm not being tricked. And then I get it on there, and then I also have a brayer. Just kind of helps me. Ooh. Be careful when you. And the most most important thing is to be neat and clean about everything that you're doing. Okay. So what I want to do is choose a couple colors, and I think well, definitely white would look nice because it would go with everything, so we're going to use that. And then we may not have it all together. It could be on thinking, I think these two should be white. And maybe we'll just use, maybe we'll just do the teal and the white, and we'll make the two togethers and the word all in the teal. Okay, so this is going to be the first time that I actually open this. So I'm going to try not to, I'm just going to do it off to the side here so you can see. And so this is a 3-ounce container of paste, and it looks and feels kind of like marshmallow when you first get it. They do make a tool that you can use because you do need to stir this up. And so what they recommend is, yeah, it's kind of like marshmallow fluff when you first get it. You want it to be the consistency of yogurt. So as you kind of put your stuff in there, you can kind of feel still very fluff-like. So they recommend that you have a little water. And so I didn't have any problems doing that. I just kind of gave it a couple of squirts till it loosened up. And I think we decided, what did I decide? The two togethers and the word all, right, in teal? Okay, before I chalk anything, I want to make sure that I'm going pretty good here. So this one I did use last night. This is just a palette knife from the dollar store, from Dollar Tree, as a matter of fact. This is it feels very thick, like very creamy marshmallow fluff. So I'm surprised by how much water you have to consistently add, but that's what you gotta do. So I'm finding that like 2 squirts is pretty good for me. All right. Oop, sorry, knocked the table with my knee. So what I'm gonna do is straight away, I'm gonna get some of this on where I want the white. And look, I don't know what I'm doing. I think that you probably need to use more, not less. But I'm kind of at a disadvantage because I only have the one squeegee so far. That's all right. Just gonna kind of slap it down there. And it might be easier for me to work on the side, but we'll give it a shot. All right, so make sure this is all nice and clean, and we're gonna just pull it, and there are dots and words, so I want to make sure that you can see through it, and we don't want to blend those two colors. Now, what you're saying, what happens if I mess up? Well, you wet this and you wipe it off and you try again. That's exactly what you do. So I'm just going to do one color. A little bit of extra time just to make sure that I get all parts of this. And I do have cloth here that I'm just kind of wiping off the squeegee on. And then we're going to come back in with that teal that we laid down. And it is a little thick, so I probably do have a little bit too much, but that's all right. Yeah, I do have too much. I can just feel it. But that just goes back in the jar. We'll make sure we get it all. You want to be able to see your silk screen, and I have a bubble here. So this might not be perfect, but that's okay. This is how we learn. And this is why we have spray bottles of water. Okay. So this is going to try and take some more off. It's fine. I think the white looks pretty good. Not so sure about this teal because there's this big bubble down here. Okay. So that's how simple it is. All right, so we want to reveal this while it's wet, and when you pull up one of these, you don't want to do it from a corner. You want to do it the entire side. So I'm going to go try and get an edge here. Oh boy. Pretty tough though. Alright, peel up that. Okay, it's very sticky and it is a distressed image, so we're going to have to. And you want to pull it out straight if you can. Now, I think I've seen some tricks. Oh wow, that is super sticky. But the image is pretty crisp. I'm trying to hold this down without shaking the camera. There we go. Flip it over on itself. Keep pulling. This is a big guy. Alright, not good. I'll tell you, I know exactly what happened. It dried. Yeah, it totally dried. So, that's alright. We can wash the stencil and do it again. Okay, this is going to go directly in a water bath. And I gotta say, it's not too bad, but I made a couple of mistakes. So this is not part of the transfer. So I went off the transfer. This is not as crisp as the rest of it. So the teal color is fantastic, but you can see that if I probably should do this in, I have to work faster. Okay, so I'm gonna go put this in the water bath. And even though it's not perfect, I think it's still pretty darn good, I have to say. And I'm no kind of artist whatsoever. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're learning together. So full disclosure, I do have a pan, like a glass baking pan, with some water in it. And I'm going to switch this out just so you can see. And that's, I've just put the transfer in, sticky side down, and we're going to give it a few minutes to soak. And I'm going to address these pastes. Just kind of cleaning them up. As I understand, that's a very key part. If you can keep these hydrated, they'll last for a really long time. So you always want to take the extra time to clean up your jars. And then you can have it for a really long time. And I did spill over the side here on the teal one. Sorry. Working out of view. Well, that's pretty good though. And I gotta say, it doesn't look too bad. That's the only that's the third one I've ever done. So I'm just gonna rinse off my little squeegee here. And as you can see, and then I'm gonna grab this too. And put these tools in here. So then I just have some disinfecting wipes. You know, you can use any kind of brand. I have ShopRite. And literally use that to scrub up your tools and your little water that you have. I happen to be on my desk in my bedroom. And, you know, I have access to the restroom right there, so it makes it pretty easy. But then you can just reuse these over and over and over again. And then I'm just going to take that wet wipe and kind of scrub this up. And the thing that's cool about this is you can reuse these quite a few times. And if you go over them and allow them to dry, properly, the stick comes back if you use a disinfecting type cloth. So literally, we're just going over it and over it. And it doesn't matter if it's on the if it's on the teal part of the stencil. You're just trying to get it off the silkscreen portion. So I don't know if you can see, but this is a good example. So you would think that that blank space is blank. It's not. There's a silkscreen in it. So that's what makes the letters pretty crisp. And what's different about this is that it is sticky on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a towel. And I'm going to get a fresh wipe here. And I'm just going to lay out a towel right beside me. I happen to be blessed with an old foldable dining room table that I craft on. clean towel. And I'm gonna put it face down first, and then I'm gonna go over the sticky part with a disinfecting wipe. And I'll show you in a second. I want to make sure it's lint free, because I do have some lint from my bar towel on here, and that might have been a problem too. And so anything else that we need to clean, we're just gonna give this a quickie. Okay. And then we're gonna take this out of the way for a moment. And I'm gonna clean up the workspace. Sorry for the shake. And we would be able to use that as soon as it dries. I have all the windows open because it's such a pretty day today. And I'm just working on an oven liner. You can get it at Christmas Tree Shop for like $3.99. Because it's Teflon, nothing sticks to it. And so then here's our project. So I think we're fairly convinced that some of this is not how we hoped it to turn out. So what I'm going to do, let me see if I can straighten out that image a little bit. Although not bad, I mean, as I look at it, it's pretty good. So I think I would just need to work a little bit quicker so this can be crisper, because these dots and these words are not distressed, where this is distressed, this is distressed, and this is distressed. So they should be very clean. And they're not as clean as I'd like. So here's the magic of it. I have yet to do this, so we'll do this together. So you take some water, I'm really going to soak it. I'm going to let it sit a minute. And then I'm going to get another. Actually, this one's kind of messed up. But it's dry. Yeah. So that what I'm noticing as I'm taking it off is that teal paste is super thick. So perhaps, but it did come out better. So I'm not 100% sure about this. I don't know if thinner is better or thicker is better. We'll have to learn. They say yogurt, which is thinner than marshmallow fluff. So here's what's so great about their chalkboards. So you do your first project, and there's some ghosting on here. They do sell this little board eraser tool that I will be investing in because it'll get rid of that. But for our purposes, so I don't know if you can see it, but that's ghosted on there. But considering that I'm going to put the same stencil or same transfer down, it'll be fine. But just that easily, it cleans up with water. So I think we learned a couple things. We learned that, well, I learned that I have to be faster. and that the consistency, you know, I've seen people do this, that like they'll set their transfer down, they'll do a section, they'll pull it, they'll do a section, they'll pull it, they'll do a section, they'll pull it. I think that's a little bit better. So we're going to let that one dry, and we're going to work on the round one. But this does have a little bit of a ghosted image on it, but if you were to get that board eraser, which I definitely will, it makes it very simple. So okay, so everything's drying up. We're going to come back here, and maybe we can go through the catalog while we're waiting, but you know what? I went to the dollar store and I got some of these Jot dollar chalkboards, and I mean, they literally cost $1. And then I protected them with some Minwax paste finishing wax. This can is probably going to last me forever. I got it in a natural color, and literally it's like a wax, and you just put it on there, let it sit for about 30 minutes, and then buff it off. So I was thinking that it might be neat to have a little something for my live sales and things that I'm doing, or my demonstrations. So I mean, for $1 we can do that. So instead of using this big circle one, let's try it out on here. And I know black on black, it's hard, but I'm gonna have to be strategic with this. And then they say cut them up. I haven't done that yet either, so it'll be kind of a new thing. So again, we're going to look for my pin, and I'm going to put this, I always label the back just so you can okay, so those are some notes about what this is. So honestly, as I'm looking at this newfangled camera setup, which I'm in love with, I'm just shocked that it actually works, because I'm not smart in this type of stuff. You know, I'd like to learn about it, but so, I mean, I could probably well, definitely we want this. So let's start with this first. Oh, this is to cut it apart. Silly Willy. Completely forgot. So these lines are actually in between. So we know we want that. And perhaps this will fit. Yeah, maybe we can just do one like that. Just do it up in white. So I need to relabel this because I didn't hit the right spot. So So we're going to do, see, back. That's what I write every time. Okay, and then this is going to be back. And then this will I can figure out later. All right, so same process. Except the only thing different that I did is I fuzzed this cloth. And actually, I treated the board too, so maybe that's easier to see. All right, so we're going to take it off and stick it. And we're going to take it off and stick it. And peel it up. And push it down. And I've seen 3 to 5 times. That one really stuck, and I thought that I had gotten enough lint on there, but apparently not. Okay, so I think I kind of want this little board just to sit up here. So I'm just going to kind of use that as my reference for my broadcast. So I think I'm going to put the logo down in the corner. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. And I'm going to try really hard. Oh, whoa, it's a little rough. Now I did wax this, so this will be a trial for okay. And you know what? I think it's okay. It's still pretty thick, but we're just going to go right from the jar, kind of right on. And we're going to do this in stages to get a feel for things. I'm just going to lightly put our lid on, and then we're going to pull it up. And that's only 1,000 times better. So my thought of working quickly is definitely the case. See how much crisper that is? I think it's amazing. Okay. So we're just going to continue. Let's fuzz this guy up. And I'm thinking 3, because I think I over-fuzzed that guy. But we'll see. I don't know why I can't see comments. Oh, I got a thumbs up from somebody. But I can't see anything, like if anybody's written anything, I can't see it. So if you're here, let me know. Okay, so we want no bubbles. We want to kind of press it with our finger around the silk screen. I know I am going over the logo there, but that's okay. And we're going to dip. I'm just going to get the paste on there. It is thicker than paint usually is. Oh, got some on the board. Can clean up with water. Okay, cover on that. And then I'm just going to turn it this way so it's a little bit easier for me to pull out. And I'm going to get one end, and I'm just going to very gently pull it. And I think that's, you can see that that says ask me how. And I'm just putting them right in the water bath. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly get a little water on my towel here, and that line that I screwed up, it just goes away. Pretty neat, huh? That's on a $1 chalkboard. How fun is that? So, just because we're having fun playing, I think I'm going to put a flower over here. I have that one flower. Just cleaning out my squeegee here. Yeah, it's a little thick. I like it. I like it a lot. So I've just got my backer pieces over here, waiting for things to be dried and washed. And so I'm going to go okay, so this was the flower I was thinking about, because I want to see the other colors. So I haven't used pink or green yet. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. Came out pretty darn good too. Okay, so we're just gonna write back. This is Beach Day flower. I tell you, I like this portfolio too. Okay, this feels pretty dry. So just before we use it again, I am going to put it back. It is, the sticky has come back. And I just kind of want to line this up. And it's just like, you know, it's a decal. And that can go back in my portfolio, but we're going to try it again. So I'm just going to put it on the side. And before we go forward, I'm not sure how long. I just want to wash these off real quick. Pull them out of the bath. And I'll go over the backs with the sticky. It's pretty good. It's impressive. It's so fast. It really is. And there's so many surfaces you can do it on that just seem amazing to me. Like I have flower pots and glass, and I have ceramic mugs that I want to do, and I mean, that might be fun. I'll get a mug and put the Chalk Couture logo on it in teal. Okay, so back here to the beach day flower that we're going to put on our sign. It's always the same process. I wrote that on the back. We're going to put this, we're going to fuzz it. And I think we're going to be okay. We're going to bring our sign back, and that is pretty well dry. So I think I'm going to stick the flower and yep, I'm just going to stick it in that corner. And I think I'm going to do it in pink, just because I haven't used the pink yet. So kind of got that ready to go. And when you open a new paste, this is what it looks like. Pull this off. You can almost see the consistency in the camera. So it's kind of like marshmallow fluff for sure. You need to stir it. And as you stir it, it almost tightens up. But it is very resilient stuff. So that's kind of yogurt-like, but just to be sure, I am going to give it one shot of the water. And that does help, I'm noticing. So just going to take this, take the paint right off, put that over to dry, then I'm just going to kind of dip in. And that's way too much paste. I mean, this stuff goes very far. So I'm just going to take it off my squeegee as I carefully pull down and make sure I get all corners of the flower. I've seen people do ombre looks. I've seen people mix custom colors. And then I'm just going to peel it up. And there's my pink flower. Now I wonder if you were daring. I mean, you could probably take that flower, and if you are good enough, you could line up your stencil again. I'm just going to clean this up before I put the lid back on. I mean, what if you wanted the flower to be orange? Or what if I wanted the stamen of the flower to be orange? And I don't know, maybe I do. Do? I'm just washing that little transfer. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to let it hang out and dry. And what I could do is I could put the transfer right back over the top, and then if I was super good, I could just make the stamen orange or guava. It's kind of neat, huh? I think we ought to try it. I think we ought to try it. Okay, but we're gonna give these things a little bit of drying time. And we're gonna go back to our big chalkboard. And we're just gonna let this sit over here on the side and hang out and dry. But I have to say, it really didn't take that long. Didn't take that long at all. Kind of really like it. Alright, so where's our chalkboard? Make sure your hands are clean. That's the other challenge with this stuff. Because everything you touch is, you know, alright, so I'm just taking a disinfecting wipe on my hands because I'm going to go back to my fancy chalkboard and I want to put this decal on again. And I don't know if I have to fuzz this again, but I have it here, so I might as well. It feels dry. I want to make sure that there's no bubbles this time. So I'll peel this up. Kind of like working on this towel because things don't shift. So we're going to tuck this down where we had it. And we're going to get this out nice and straight. And we're going to go over those silkscreen areas with our finger just to make sure there's no bubbles, and there aren't any. I mean, maybe I spoke too soon, but I'm not feeling anything. The only place I did before was over here, and I think that I might have spent too much time pressing this down. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I think we're going to try this a little differently. We're going to, I don't know what they call this method, but I'm going to put the paste down, spread it in sections. And since this is all set to go, I'm going to start with the white because that was what I was kind of most disappointed about. Oh shoot, got some on it already. It's alright, cleans up with water. Probably should have worked from bottom to top, but this is how we learn. Okay. Boy, I just feel like it should be this sticky, but it is. Okay, we're going to stop there. This is a little tricky because I'm having to clean this doohickey. Okay, we don't want it to curl up, so I'm going to go into the teal. Kind of flop it on there. Now, I have heard that you can mist this with water if it seems like it's drying too quickly. So if we get to that point, if I'm not working quick enough, we'll see. How that works out. All right. Okay, so we're gonna pull. Looks pretty good. We may not see, but to have it all, I don't know, there's something screwy with the stencil. Maybe I didn't clean it enough? I don't know. So I'm just going to do this word together because my squeegee was stuck in the teal. And I think, let's see if we can get away with this, because the teal wasn't my problem last time. It was the white. I think I need to thin this. Although, it seems like it's doing better with it being a little thicker. Alright, just going to let that rest for a second, trying not to And normally you would use a much smaller tool for these little areas, but like I say, I haven't made another order yet, and I'm probably going to invest in some of their tools, and I'm just going to place this back and see if I can't get that to print a little better. Alright. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be distressed. Alright, here we go. I can't tell you how sticky this is. It's crazy. I'm really surprised. Yeah, there was paste in those letters that didn't come out. So, I'm going to stick this in the water bath. And I'm going to see if I can clean it up. Like there. That's like a big smudge. A little water, and then the other trick I have been shown is the Q-tip. So I have some Q-tips. And I'm really just going to wet it. And that's much cleaner. Okay, but I don't like the have, the word have. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to cover these pastes up so and I'm going to shoot some water on the top. I just don't know that I'm good enough with a paintbrush to get it in there. So perhaps I might have to do this again. Oh, woe is me. So I'm just cleaning up the jar, shooting a little water inside, and then, you know, unfortunately I am a perfectionist with this kind of stuff. But I don't think it looks too bad. What do you guys think? We may not have it all together, but together we have it all. I like how the bottom is very crisp. And that's it for the top. That have word, I'm not thrilled by it, but I think it's okay. I think it's really cool. Okay, so shall we do one last thing, which is try and make the stamen of this flower orange or guava colored. And then I will have had enough experience with Switcher Studios to see how this posts and see how we like how it looks. So this is going to be tricky, but that's okay. I'm just going to try and line this right back up. Yeah, not too bad. I'm going to take the lid off of this. All right, marshmallow fluff again. That is a true corally color. Okay, because I have this pointed one and I want to get just that. I'm going to try and apply it This has a point on it too. It worked. Cool. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but I'll hold it up. But that's orange over the pink. So that's the different things you can do with Chalk Couture. I am enjoying experimenting, and I'm looking forward to getting some workshops going, and I hope that you will watch again. If you have questions, please leave me a comment or private message me, and I'll see you again real soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. That was a lot of fun.